What's going on, everybody? Episode 7, Day 7 of self-quarantine in this coronavirus scare. Things are getting real out there. Just got back from Spain about a week ago. Almost got stuck out there. Thankfully, all that aside, we're back home safely in the States. Spain was amazing though. You need to go to Spanibus one of these years. If not Spanibus, because it didn't happen this year, at least Spanibus week, because the parties are so fun. We actually got to pick up some donkeys and ride them all over town. And for those of you that don't know, there's a company out there called Donkey Republic. It's an app that you can rent bikes throughout Europe, and it's like 30 euros for a monthly membership that you can cancel at the end of the month, and it's totally worth the money because you get to ride a bike everywhere, you stay in shape on your trip, whatever it may be, and it's just a lot of fun. So, and each of the bikes or donkeys had a name, and it was awesome. We all grew to love our donkeys. So Tappy, Sarah, and Mateo, we know you're out there sitting at that bike lock, just waiting to get ridden again. Oh man. We went out to some of the social clubs out there in Spain. The social scene is amazing. People are so chill, so hospitable. People are friendly. People come from all over the world. I met with a scientist from France. I met with some hash makers from France, hash makers from California, hash makers from Oregon, hash makers from Barcelona, Italy, Switzerland. It's just wild, and oh man, so much hash. It was blurry. It was a really blurry trip this time around. We got to go to Dabadoo. That was kind of unexpected. We were just planning on going to another event and we couldn't actually find out where the event was, and life brought us there. So if you're not familiar, Mila Jansen, the Hash Queen, she puts on these Dabadoo parties all over the world. They started out as a birthday party for her, and it just slowly became this big thing where hash makers and friends come together and converse and just trade stories and smoke and eat, and it's just good, good party vibes, good hospitable vibes, hanging out with everybody and being close. And we're basically forced into a 30 dab smoke session, and it was just amazing. It sounds terrible, but it was amazing. Because nobody left the room, red-eyed or just on a whole nother plane of reality. It was amazing. Big shout out to the Dabadoo crew in Barcelona holding it down. Thank you for having me out there. It was really, really an honor to hang out with everybody, all the legends, and just, realize that I'm a part of it as well. So that's pretty cool. Super grateful for that. Now, another reason I'm really grateful for Dabadoo is because after that, everything shut down in Spain. Coronavirus hit a global epidemic or pandemic, and it was gnarly being in Spain and witnessing chaos and realizing, holy shit, we might get stuck here. All of our friends were panicking left and right. One of our friends, she bought a flight for $1,200, I think it was, last minute, just to get the hell out and make sure she got home, which I don't blame her, because the rumors going around were that we weren't going to be allowed back in the States, and then they were saying only U.S. residents, and then they were saying by the midnight of the 16th, and it was a bit of a crazy ride, because we're trying to have a good time and enjoy Spain, and just to go through all that was such a gnarly experience, and then our trip ended up being cut short a couple days because thankfully we were able to change our flight and come back earlier. And just to show you how the chaos of the world is, we were thinking about going to South America to visit my family, and we would have had to take a stop in Colombia. Had we done that detour, we would have been quarantined in Colombia for 2 weeks under whatever setup they've got going on there, mandatory. So we wouldn't even have made it to my family's house in Ecuador. So it was a bit of a gnarly moment of realization, of being in another part of the world and realizing, holy shit, the world is in such bad repair right now. Like, we may not be able to get home or to other places. So what do we do now? You know, it's crazy. You know, thankfully I had my brother and my girlfriend there, so it was really, you know, that was comforting instead of just being on the other side of the world all by myself. You know, but you know, we were able to get through it, and we got our flights changed. We ended up going through London, back to Miami, one of the 13 airports that are open during this thing, thank goodness. Really grateful for that, because that didn't really affect our trip too much. But, you know, to see the streets empty in a city on Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night makes more sense. But to see a city on Friday and Saturday that you know is busy until way late in the morning, like 2, 3 a.m., and have nobody on the streets, but like Monday through Thursday was way busier, there was something very eerie to be said about that. And thankfully we stayed at our Airbnb and just kind of watched everything unfold and just waited until it was time to go home, basically. You know, it was an amazing trip, but man, it was a bit rough being out there in that situation. Thankfully, we got back to Miami, no issues at all. Fastest they've ever let people back in the airport. It's just, besides waiting on the plane to get off because you had to fill out the coronavirus papers, there wasn't much happening different at the airport. It's very strange. You know, I've never been out of an airport so fast or seen an international airport that empty. That was very, very eerie. And I gotta say, once I got back, the hostility in America is a lot higher. The panic, the fear that I'm seeing people project is a lot higher here in America, and it's disheartening, because in Spain, where they're the second worst, supposedly the second worst exposed to the coronavirus in the world, they're not panicking like we are here. And it goes to show, you know, the media is really getting to a lot of people's heads, and that concerns me. But that being said, this isn't a time to panic. This is a time to be grateful. Like, look, we've been given a vacation. And by vacation, I mean time for yourself to do the things that you've been putting off that you need to be doing. For example, I've been trying to stay well by doing yard work, gardening, giving back to Mother Earth right now for what she's done for us, because clearly the Earth is in a bad state. It's humanity, like, we as a whole need to get our shit together and work on making this a better place. And right now you should be working on yourself. You know, I've been working on something mind blowing to me, or my hobbies, my careers, man, I'm struggling right now to get out the right words, because this is a very strange moment, you know. But be positive. Gotta be positive. So let me get back on track here. Skateboarding. I've been skateboarding since I was 10 years old. I'm 30 now. And I was always overweight. As a child, I got up to 328 pounds when I was 21. And I've been skateboarding since I was 10, and I never ever was able to land a kickflip. Yesterday, for the first time in my life, I landed not one, but 5 kickflips, and my girlfriend caught it on video, and I had a surreal, life-changing moment right then and there, because I realized that if you don't give up on your goals, there are things in life that can happen right now, overnight, that will change everything. And then there are things that, through dedication and persistence, 20 years of skateboarding and not giving up to land one trick, it can and it will happen if you're dedicated and persistent to chasing your goals and achieving them. They will come true. You just gotta be persistent. And that was a very real moment for me. And again, this is during my self-quarantine. during my self-quarantine, I'm working on myself, getting back to my roots, my true self, because I used to skateboard every day after school. I haven't been skating lately, I've been running and working on my health in other ways, but skateboarding is what I do. It's something, it's my mental therapy. Like, it does something for me that I could never explain to other people, you know, because so many people are like, dude, why are you still skateboarding? Like, you know, you can't even kickflip. You've been skating for 20 years. I'm like, I know, but it just, like, it feels so damn good to skate. And, you know, now I'm just, like, trying to stop me. Like, now I feel like a real skateboarder. I can kickflip. What? Like, and the crazy thing is like, I could heel flip. I've landed a few of them. I'm not, like, savage. I can land a heel flip, and I can land varial flips. I actually, like, rolled my ankles several times and ended up at the hospital because I fucking landed a varial kickflip wrong. And, I never could land a kickflip for some reason. I always had fear or something, and then just like I was having this moment where I was like, listen, man, focus, kickflip, ollie, flick the board out, watch it flip, land that shit, and I did, and in slow motion too. Like, time slowed down. Like, I just knew I was gonna land it this time, and I was like, holy shit, it's happening. 20 years later. 20 years after I picked up my first skateboard, I finally did a kickflip. I was having some gnarly flashbacks to childhood yesterday, you know, being fat, mad, being out of shape and unhealthy, and like, I still got a little way to go, but I'm not nearly as bad on myself as I was as a child, and I'm just so grateful for that. And, you know, back to working on your career. Photography, videography, I'm working on that. I'm making this episode right now for you to enjoy, as well as I'm working on my photography. I've been reading books on it, studying different types of photography techniques, methods. Believe it or not, I learned about the color wheel today. Like, I've known about the color wheel since second grade, but I never knew what it was or how to utilize it as an artist, and now I'm like, oh, primary colors. Like, these three colors work. Oh, secondary colors. These three colors work. Oh, like, tertiary colors. Like, it's just mind-blowing. And I just, like, thanks to studying something that I like, I'm able to see now, I'm seeing it help me in other parts of my life, you know? So, take this time during self-quarantine to work on yourself, exercise. I've been out there running every other morning, don't let me lie, every other morning, but I'm doing my 5K. And this morning, actually, I laid in bed and was like, you don't gotta run, your legs hurt from skateboarding yesterday, you landed a kickflip, you should be happy. And then I was like, no, shut up, get up, go run, you'll feel better. I feel great now, I'm so happy I went for a run this morning. So during this self-quarantine, be sure to take care of yourself. Self-care is crucial. Don't let the media get you down about this coronavirus. We will come through this. Y2K, bird flu, swine flu, all this fucking Aztec 2012 end of the world. Like, we're gonna get through this. The '08 recession, we got through it. You know, the housing crash, we got through it. The stock market crash, happening right now, we're gonna get through it. Everything's gonna be okay, everybody. Everything is gonna be okay. Thank you for checking out episode 7. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure, if you did like it, hit that thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family, as well. Subscribe, and you know, tell me in the comments below, how are you taking care of yourself right now during this coronavirus scare, during this whole COVID-19 pandemic. Take care, everybody. Peace.